Springbok fans, have you come back down to earth yet from Saturday night in Paris? Where does that victory rank for you? You've had an unbelievable year, by the way. Where does that victory rank? Obviously, we had the incredible victory in Wellington against the All Blacks. Of course, it's not going to be what a World Cup final victory would be, but in terms of a standalone international, away in Paris against this France team, a man sent off, seriously impressive. Seriously impressive. So welcome back to the channel. The first thing I should say really is apologies to all the Springbok fans that watch videos on the channel and have been waiting for me to talk about this game. I was at the England game on Saturday, which, without going into details, means I don't finish work until really late, until this game had actually finished. I was working Sunday, I was working Monday, I haven't got round to it, but now I can finally do a video on that incredible match in Paris. So give me your views down below. Springbok fans, as I say, where does this victory rank? How do you go about assessing it, reflecting on it, all that sort of stuff? Let me know in the comment section and like the video. And if you haven't already, I'd love it if you hit subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and you're not going to miss a single thing. We gave it the big billing, didn't we? You know, World Cup quarter-final rematch, that 1-point victory in 2023, Springboks as clearly the best team in the world at the moment, coming up against France, who are the best team from the Six Nations, all of the build-up, and it lived up to it in a lot of ways. It maybe didn't have the epic finish that people might have been hoping for, been the kind of really close contest, but in terms of performances, a lot like what we saw in Wellington actually, where they ended up blowing away New Zealand, so it kind of wasn't a great game in terms of a finish and a nail-biter or a score at the end to win it. But in terms of an individual performance from a team, it is another one I think that is just super, super impressive from this Springbok team. And we should be used to it by now. They have done it time and time again. And this is the latest one. And at the start of November, this was always going to be the biggest game. Out of all the fixtures, you know, New Zealand, Ireland in Chicago, the Springboks are going to be going to Dublin as well. England have got the All Blacks this weekend. Out of all of the really big fixtures, this was always the biggest one. And comfortably, it went the way of South Africa. So having watched the game back, the thing that struck me at first was how similar in a way it was actually to that quarter-final a couple of years ago, in that France started it really quickly. They got a try in the opening 4 minutes, they scored another try not too long after that, they built up this lead. It was this super fast French start, and if you listen to any of the Springboks from 2023, they said then that they knew France would start quickly, but they had to ride it. Ride that momentum, keep themselves in touching distance. And again, it's what the Springboks did so well. And I think that is a massive testament to them, because how many teams away in Paris, what was it, 14-6 or 14-3? Either way, you've conceded a couple of tries, you may have got a penalty or two yourself. Most other teams, I think, fade away at that point. And I think it says a lot about this Springboks team, and they're able to do it because of what they've achieved. I mean, when you've done back-to-back World Cups, when you've done 1-point wins, quarter-final, semi-final, final to win one of those World Cups, Lions Tour Rugby Championships, they have so much experience and I think know-how with how to deal with those sorts of situations, that they rode out that bit of French pressure and the momentum that France had early on really, really well. And I think we need to give credit as well to Cobus Reinach, because his try late in that first half spotted the gap round the fringes, chipped the fullback, collected it and scored. A proper moment of magic that was massive. Made it a really tight game once again. Meant it was properly touching distance at half-time. I think that is a really, really important moment for the game, and also a moment of skill in terms of spotting the space, chipping over the top, collecting the ball, scoring the try. Was awesome. And after that, it kind of shifted the momentum. I know France kicked a penalty early on in the second half to just about extend that lead, so it was a 4-point lead. But from that point on, it was pretty much all the Springboks. And one of the things I think that has really stood out this year in those two big wins on Saturday and in Wellington is the final 20 minutes. And I know in this part of the world, the England team of 2003, that was the best team in the world that went on to win a World Cup, were known for winning that final 20 minutes, for killing teams off. The New Zealand team from 2011 to 2015 were excellent at scoring late on, killing teams off. And I think, again, that is what we have seen from this Springbok side. An ability in tight games to blow teams away, blow them away in the final 20 minutes. They were totally destructive. And they got that opportunity, the BLBRA yellow card, 2 tries then another one for Feinberg and Ngomazulu late on, game done. And I think that is really worth emphasising here. And it's amazing, isn't it? Because this Springbok team have been around for ages now. In the 2019 World Cup, back it up in 23, you feel like they're almost getting better in a way. And I know they themselves said that winning the World Cup in 2019 was way ahead of schedule. They were planning, or they thought 2023 was more realistic. So they've almost always been ahead of schedule. But you look at some of the elements of their game now, and they seem as good as ever, I think. And I thought they were so destructive, so clinical, so powerful in the final 20 minutes to take the game away from France in the manner in which they did. Says an awful lot about them, I think. And it is a real sign of a quality team. Real sign of a quality team. The other thing from this game, which I need to get onto, which I think epitomises a lot of what the Springboks are about, is Rassie Kolisi on his 100th. Now, first of all, I mean, he is just a totem figure, isn't he, for South African rugby, the leader, what he means to this team, his 100th appearance. What a great game to make his 100th appearance in, by the way. And then to be hooked at half-time because it wasn't quite working, and him to be totally okay with that. And you believe them when they say that it's a full squad effort, full buy-in, which means that Rassie Erasmus is able to use 50 players in a season or whatever it is, because they all know it is about what is best for the team and the team being in the best place for the next World Cup and winning matches. And they have that total buy-in. I think it's the same with what we saw when they first had the bomb squad, where players almost took pride in the fact that they were part of the bomb squad, even though it meant they weren't starting. It was like a badge of honour. I'm in the bomb squad. I'm on the bomb squad. We're coming on to change the game. That real buy-in, and I think that's epitomised really in that. Kolisi replaced on his 100th. No room for sentimentality. Bit like that World Cup semi-final against England. Marnie Libbok starts at 10, not working at all. England on the front foot. Hook him in the first half. Andre Pollard comes on and is clutch and helps to win them the game. That kind of selflessness we see time and time again with this team. I think it's super impressive. So where does that victory rank for you? I think the one in New Zealand is still going to be number one because it's the All Blacks. It's your greatest rivals. Record victory, all that sort of thing. But I've got to say, not many teams... I don't think any other team goes to Paris and does that at the moment. I don't think anyone else is capable. I think there are some teams that would be capable of winning, but I think it would be a really tight game. But the manner of that game away in France was superb. So I don't know, it's a bit of fun. There's no right or wrong answers. Where does that rank? Where does it rank for South Africa as one of your great victories? I think it's a standalone November test. It's probably right up there, isn't it? You'll have a better memory of all your games kind of over November through the years. But there's none that sticks out to me anyway as being as impressive as this one, I don't think. So let me know. Boks beat France and unbeaten November's on, isn't it? I know that game in Ireland is not easy, but Ireland haven't looked good so far. They'll have to be a hell of a lot better if they're to beat South Africa, and then you'll beat Wales. I feel there's another game in there, is there? Should have looked at the fixture schedule, but possibly an unbeaten November, plus winning the Rugby Championship. Yeah, pretty special year for the Springboks. And it wasn't that long ago that I was starting to question them after Australia beat them at Ellis Park, or both games against Australia. They weren't great in, were they? Even though they won one of them. Lost to New Zealand at Eden Park. It was wobbling a little bit, and then since then, yeah, nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it. Normal service resumes. So, brilliant victory. I look forward to reading your comments. Do have your say down below. Where does it rank for you? What impressed you about this victory? All that sort of thing. I apologise once again that this video is coming slightly later to you, a fair few days after that match. But such is life. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.